Good morning. It's Monday morning. We're reading the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 14, verses 1 through 7. Now at Iconium they entered together into the Jewish synagogue and spoke in such a way that a great number of both Jews and Greeks believed. But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and poisoned their minds against the brothers. And so they remained for a long time, speaking boldly for the Lord, who bore witness to the word of his grace, granting signs and wonders to be done by their hands. But the people of the city were divided. Some sided with the Jews, and some with the apostles. When an attempt was made by both Gentiles and Jews with their rulers to mistreat them and to stone them, they learned of it and fled to Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and to the surrounding country, where they continued to preach the gospel. So they go to Iconium, they go to the synagogue, they teach there for a long time, but there's a conflict that arises, and the Jews that don't accept the message are stirring up trouble for Paul and Barnabas. And eventually the city officials decide it's time to stone them, which would be pretty devastating. You'd leave you dead, probably, and if not dead, then severely wounded. And so they leave. And they leave Iconium and they go to Lystra and Derbe. Now, if you look at a map of Turkey, it stretches out from, the western end all the way over to, like, Iran. So look at the western half of Turkey, the part that's above the Mediterranean Sea. And right above Cyprus, up a little bit, maybe a third of the way to the middle, there's a city called Konya, Konya. That is ancient Iconium. That's where they were. When they left there, they went to Lystra, which is only 20 kilometers or so to the southwest of Iconium. So it wasn't far, but they were out of town. They were away from the leaders, and so they're gone. They vanished. Good. That's what they do. That's the usual pattern. Paul and Barnabas will go somewhere. They'll go to the synagogue. They'll preach. They'll convert some people. They'll stay as long as they can and teach them and nurture them. If they get significant opposition, they'll leave and they'll go to the next place. In some places, the church takes. In some places, it doesn't. The places where they really do start a good little community of believers, they will send letters later, and so we have those letters as part of our New Testament, and so that's how we kind of know which places were thriving congregations and which places maybe weren't. It's instructive for us to know that, when we go somewhere and we proclaim the gospel, we try to teach people. If they won't listen, well, how long are you going to stay? Are you going to keep banging away at it for 20 years or 15 years or 3 years? Or are you going to just say, okay, fine, forget it. We've done what we can do. We'll go somewhere else. That's the perennial question for the church and for all of us, is we seek to proclaim the gospel. Notice that when they do proclaim the gospel, Jesus, it says he grants them signs and wonders. He bears witness to the word of his grace, it says. And so if we're speaking his word, he will bear witness to it, and people will know that this is the truth. So that's what we want to do today and tomorrow and every day for the rest of time. But don't get too excited about that, and don't get too worried. Just do what you have to do today, and tomorrow will take care of itself. We'll be all right. So keep that in mind. Have a great day, and tomorrow we keep reading the stories about Paul and Barnabas. Have a great day.